Welcome to Pittsburgh, Hakeem Butler. So, this is not an official signing where this wide receiver was signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, but the Steelers officially invited him to rookie minicamp to try to make the team as one of the final wide receivers on the Steelers depth chart. It's going to be an uphill battle to make the team, but he's willing to do so. So, Hakeem Butler, he was drafted in the fourth round of the 2019 NFL draft by the Arizona Cardinals. But ever since that, he was kind of bouncing around the league, and then now he bounced out of the league. This past season, he did not even play in the NFL. He actually played in the XFL with the team St. Louis Battlehawks. He's a wide receiver, and he actually led the whole XFL league with a league best 8 touchdowns on 51 receptions for 599 yards. And he also joined the process late. He was one of the last players to even make the team in the process of finding players. So he's a 6'5" wide receiver, and he's a big slot guy. That's why it gives it hope that he could make the team for the Steelers, because he was drafted in the fourth round, so obviously he has potential, and being such a big guy and playing slot, which was a position the Steelers really need, but also being a big guy to play outside wide receiver could make him even more of a chance to make the team. So, coming out of Ohio State in 2019, Butler ran a 4.48 40-yard dash. So he's big, but he's also tall as well. So, like I said, he was drafted in the fourth round by the Arizona Cardinals, but over the next few years, Butler bounced around teams, joining the Panthers and Eagles at different points, and even tried to convert as a tight end with the Philadelphia Eagles, but the experiment was short-lived. Even though Butler was drafted in the fourth round of 2019, he actually only played in 2 career games in the NFL. You would think that being a fourth round wide receiver and with the potential that he has, being such a big guy and a fast guy, that he would be given the opportunity to at least showcase his abilities, but he wasn't even given the chance to do so. That's why his upside could be huge for the Steelers, and if Steelers are able to unlock his potential, like he showed in the XFL League this past season, it could be huge to the team. The Steelers really need a slot guy because they have outside wide receivers like George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson. Right now, the only really slot wide receivers are Kelvin Austin and Anthony Miller. But those guys were injured this past season, so the Steelers really don't have a guy who's in the slot 100% and is actually comfortable doing so for most of his career. And Butler, that's the position he usually plays, a slot guy. And because he was even trying to go to a tight ends are usually in the slot as well when they do line up. So, being a guy who's a big, tall guy, but also fast, he could be a mismatch for the defenses standing at 6'5". And also, because he was so conditioned just finishing the XFL season, he's actually going to have an advantage heading into rookie minicamp because he just finished his season, meaning that he's been used to playing against real live competition. All the other guys hasn't played a game since the Steelers was eliminated from the playoffs, meaning that they aren't conditioned as well, and even Kelvin Austin, Anthony Miller, and even those other guys on the team, they haven't played in a long time, missing a whole season, meaning coming into rookie minicamp, when they're trying to battle it out for the last spot, the last few spots on the team, Hakeem Butler is going to have the advantage and even the size and mismatch to do so, even against the defense. The defense is still going to be getting used to playing in live action football. So when a defensive back goes against Hakeem Butler, it's already a mismatch because of his size and weight. But him having just finished the season is going to be an advantage for him to make the team. So, Hakeem Butler, like I said, he bounced around the league, but then he also got bounced out the league. And he even tried in the CFL in 2022, joining the Edmonton Elks and British Columbia Lions at different points. But obviously, his stint with the Battlehawks in the XFL was where he had the most production since his college season, his junior year in college in 2018, where he racked up 1,318 receiving yards on 60 receptions and 9 touchdowns there. So you've seen why he was drafted in the fourth round. He put big production in his last year in college. And even throughout the draft process in 2019, he was a guy who was invited by the Steelers on a top 30 visit. What does that mean? Well, throughout the draft process, you're allowed to invite 30 players into the facility where you try to get to know them better. You're not allowed to do more than 30. So you have to pick the best guys or the guys you want to bring into the facility to try to get to meet and know more about. And the Steelers brought in Hakeem Butler as one of the top 30 guys. But obviously the Steelers decided to draft Deontay Johnson instead, but it shows big value in that, because we know how much Steelers are linked to their previous draft visits and who they meet at the pro days and stuff like that. The Steelers are always linked to guys like that. They showed much interest in Allen Robinson when he was drafted, and now they traded for him this offseason. So being linked to Hakeem Butler back in 2019, bringing him for an interview, is huge for him on potentially even making the team, because obviously the Steelers see value at that position and value in Hakeem Butler when he first came out, and now after getting bounced out of the NFL, bringing him back shows value in him. So, like I said, he's a big wide receiver, and at least he has a chance to make the team. It might be an uphill battle because the Steelers are really set at that position. They have Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Allen Robinson, Kelvin Austin. That's 4 guys that are basically locks to make the team. Now, the 5th spot, it depends if the Steelers carry 5 wide receivers or 6 wide receivers. In the past few years, they only carried 5 wide receivers, so that means that there's going to be many guys battling out for the last position. If the Steelers carry 6 wide receivers, he has a better chance, but if they only carry 5, he's going to have to battle with Miles Boykin, who obviously made the Steelers team a year ago, Gunnar Olszewski, who made the team a year ago, Anthony Miller, who was injured last season, who the Steelers brought in, and Cody White. He's going to have to battle with those 4 guys for one roster spot. So let's see if he could do it. Like I said, he did not get signed to a roster spot. He was only invited to minicamp where he could battle out. But let's see how he does at a 6'5", 4.48 40-yard dash wide receiver. So, with that being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers inviting Hakeem Butler to minicamp? Do you believe that he even has a chance to make the roster? Or do you believe that this is a long shot for him and they're just doing it to bring in more camp bodies? Or do you believe he actually has a chance? And if he does make the team, who do you see being our top 5 wide receivers this season for the Steelers? And who do you see being our slot wide receiver as well? Do you think it's Kelvin Austin, or do you think Allen Robinson moves into that role after being brought in from the Rams a year ago? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, and reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well, so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. I covered all of free agency. I covered every pick for the Steelers in this year's draft. If you want to see all the reports done on them, go watch it on the channel below. And also, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and every news, every rumor that breaks from now on for the Steelers, rest of the season, everything, just know I'm on it. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.